Now, so in order to use a map concept here, so let's see what we have done so far. We have created two array lists. One is roll number and second is names, and we have added all the elements. But the problem is we were not able to map a roll number with a name. To do that, we will use something called as a map interface here. So instead of doing all this thing, we'll just comment this part so that we can see what we are doing. So to comment, we'll say, uh, okay, we'll apply a multi-line comment here, which is slash star and star slash. Okay, and we'll delete this part also. Okay, now instead of doing working with array list, we'll use a map here. Now, how to use map? So for map, we have to specify an interface name called as map. We'll use control space to import the package. Now, whenever you work with map, it takes two values. One is called as key and second is called as value. So key type here will be integer, which is roll number, and the value type here will be, let's say, string. We'll provide a names called as studs, and then new. Now, can I use new map? Unfortunately, no, is because map is an interface. So we need to use something called as hash map. So hash map is a class which implements a map interface. In a hash map, we have to provide a bracket in this way, and we need to provide a comma. Oh, if I'm missing something here. Okay, so let's provide this types here also. So we'll say integer, comma, string. Okay, so now we have this hash map. Okay, import the package. It's done. I guess we don't have to specify this because we are working with Java 1.7 here. So we have removed that part, which is Angular bracket. Now what next? Now let's add those students here. In order to add students, we have to use studs dot. So if you work with array list, we need to use a method called as add. In case of map, we need to use something called as put. In this put, it will ask you for two parameters. One is your key value, which is 1 for the first student, and the value is it's Navin. Clear? And then for studs dot put, we'll say 2, and the name is Archana. And for next, we'll say studs dot put. Now, the problem here is we don't know the roll number or name of third roll number, right? So what we can provide is we have to provide a default string, which is compulsory. So what we are doing here is we are mapping a roll number with a name. So we'll say studs dot put. We'll go with only four this time. So we'll say put, and this is Sangeeta. Okay. So once you are done with the adding all the elements, now you can see we are mapping with a key with a value pair. So this is key value pair. And then in order to print, so we'll say sout system, yeah, system.out.println. And here, what I will print is I want to print the name of a roll number 4. So we'll say studs dot. So there's a method called as get, or we can use a method called as, yeah. So we will use a method called as get, in which you need to provide a key. You have to provide a key, and we'll say the key is 4. Now, if you provide a key, it will give you the value. So if I say run as application, the output is Sangeeta, right? And that's the advantage of using a map. So map here is an interface which accepts two values. One is key and second is value. And the map here is an interface which is implemented by a class called as hashmap. And here I'm adding all the elements with the help of put method. So put is a method which is used to add elements in the map. And in get you have to pass the index number to get the value. Now let's say let me add one more stud here. So it says stud dot put. Now can I have a new index or new key with the same value? So we'll say let me repeat this value, which is 5. So can I say if I try to fetch 5, what will be the output? If I run this code now, so if I say run as application and the output is Navin, right? It's because when you provide a key, it will give you the value. But if I say studs, can I repeat the key? So let's say stud.put. If I repeat a key which is 4, and this time the new name is Manoj. Now, if you say this, what we are doing is we are using the same key with a different value. Is it possible? See, we are not getting any error. So syntactically, there is no problem. But if I try to print, if I fetch for 4 now, what it will give me? Will it give me Sangeeta or will it give me Manoj? Let's run this. So if I say run, you can see the answer is Manoj. Is because we can have only one key. You cannot repeat the key. So once you write the key again with a new value, it will override the last value. So the collection has only 5 elements. One, two, three. Instead of this element, now we have the next element which is Manoj. Okay, and the last one is Navin. Clear? So this is how your map and hash map concept works.